get the cheat code, I'm a beast. They should've never let me out of leash. Stop all the cap, I'm just tryna see. You really back what you talk on the beat. They put me in, I'ma walk on the beat. I eat my plate and it make me obese. I been pushing lyrics like a Kingpin. And when the day we got no rings.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's happening?
We're very dominating with our gear.
It's kind of ironic that you got that hat on. You want to hear a funny story about that hat he's wearing?
What?
All right. The Miami Heat won both of their championships on my birthday, June 20 of 2013 and June 20 of 2020. They're up here.
So his hat matches your arm.
Yeah.
That's kind of fly.
Kind of their first two titles, they won them on my birthday.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
Okay.
I didn't know you were a Heat fan too, bro.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were a Heat fan.
Heat fan, Hurricane fan, then a Falcon
Tampa.
fan. Falcon fan.
Tampa, though. You're born and raised in Tampa.
West Palm Beach.
West Palm.
Went to college in Tampa.
Huh.
My dad lives in Tampa.
West Palm. Shout out to West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
A lot of talent comes out of Florida, out of West Palm Beach.
Yes.
A lot of records are broken out of
Yes.
West Palm Beach. Shout out to the Sniper Gang and all them guys out there.
One time for a lot of the artists, like they used to always come down. Like Lil Boozy used to come down to my hometown, West Palm Beach. He used to come to West Palm Beach all the time. Lil Boozy, Jeezy, they just Webby. Back in the day, Lil Flip. I used to go to all those concerts.
Yeah, West Palm is one of those.
It's a great market.
I know. I don't know why they came, but
Because it's a great market.
Well, we did I was
People
thinking
will
about this
come
today on the
when
way
you're
in,
not
right? Last week,
Super famous.
we had dropped, when we did it live, we were talking about marketing tours, how to put together a marketing tour. So we kind of gave people, opened the forum and allowed people to pick what markets they wanted to go to so we could try to show them how to do one. And when you really break it down, there's only like maybe 5 states in the entire country that have more than one viable city that you have to go to.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And not only does
Florida
it
is
have
one of
to
those
be
states.
a viable city, but it also has to be fans that will pay $10 to see somebody who's not Drake or Jay-Z yet.
50 or 100 bucks.
You know what I
It
mean?
ain't been
Texas?
$10 in 100 years.
Is Texas one of them?
Texas, because Texas has Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. Okay, Texarkana maybe because of the crossing lines. And
California?
actually, California is definitely one because California has Oakland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Florida.
Right.
Not Georgia.
People pay $50 to see an unknown artist? Really?
Georgia, yes.
Really?
Not Georgia.
Boss.
Right?
People
Wow.
are paying $200 to see an independent artist with a hot song on the radio.
I'm
kidding me?
not talking about a hot song. I'm talking about when you're brand new.
Brand new, then nobody's paying
Like
to see a
Club Apache.
brand. They're paying, if they're paying a cover charge after a certain time to get in. They're not
Okay.
paying because of any of the acts.
Got it.
That's all after the fact.
Got it.
Yeah, there's I don't think there's purposely anybody that is waking up and like, tonight I'm gonna go to the open mic I'm gonna go to, and shout out to Calvin at Paradise Lounge because they should be. But I think the majority of the people on open mic nights are the independent artists themselves and their core team.
Their
and
core
occasionally
team.
you have that one artist that may bring a draw with them, and you're gonna see that react into the crowd.
Yep.
So that'll obviously be the one that the promoter is gonna be like, hey bro, you just brought 20 people that paid $10 through the door. I'm willing to give you 500 next week. Can you work something out, for next month? Let's get a booking going
Right.
on. And depending on, how they work their moves that way. Not saying it always works like that, but in theory, that's how you would expect it to work, right? The one that gets the best crowd reaction is
Right.
the one that the promoters that are in the crowd. Ferrari may be in there that night.
Right.
And he has access to 3 or 4 clubs a week, in the city
Right.
that he can, hey man,
Come through.
I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna play your record. Now, if you wanna be in the booth next to me and you wanna grab the microphone, ain't nobody gonna stop us because we're in the booth. I'm not saying you performing. I'm not saying you're gonna get a flyer, none of that shit. But I'm saying, if it is what it is, we may be able to work a move like that. And it happens more often than not. You know what I mean? Oh, damn, I wasn't supposed to do that? Oh, my man, he just got drunk, my bad. Fuck it, we got it off. But hey, bar sales went up. We sold bottles, baby.
Facts.
It's only bad when the fucking club dies completely and the bartender's looking at you like, what the fuck, dude? What is this? So be mindful.
Fair
All
enough.
right. You guys are ready?
Born ready.
Are lyrics overlooked in favor of a better melody when making a song?
We were just talking about that. Right before
It's a
the cameras went on.
production. Yeah, it's a production-driven industry. So yes,
I mean,
people want to sing along. What do you think?
definitely sing-along songs. J. Cole is a phenomenal artist, and J. Cole is super lyrical.
Yes.
And I think one of his biggest songs in the last year, he never dropped a video for. But it's still a gazillion fucking streams. So, on a flip side, not somebody that you hear on the radio all of the time, not somebody that is dropping videos all of the time, but somebody that has a fan base, his fan base grew with him, and his fan base are
loyal.
spreaders of the word, of the gospel. They, a J. Cole fan is going to make you listen to J. Cole when you get in the ride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying
I
to
go to
you?
all his
So
concerts in Atlanta.
I don't know. I guess it varies. Is it more common for lyrical artists? Probably not. There some of the guys that are in high regard as pioneers of the game were more lyrical than they were commercial artists. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure some of these more lyrical guys, just like any athlete, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's ear candy to me. I rather it's gonna grab my attention first, a more melodic record. Then I'm gonna listen to the lyrics after I catch the melody.
What do you feel about Kendrick's album? Was Kendrick's album too lyrical, or was it not? The production wasn't up to par.
Kendrick is an acquired taste artist. I feel like
It's a man with
He
a
has-
Pulitzer Prize.
he has a point.
This
to
is a man
prove.
with a Pulitzer Prize.
I feel like he has a point to prove. Like his shit's like a book. It's like reading a book. But then you can
this
listen to
album
it.
definitely had an agenda. He was definitely
Yeah.
talking about something on this album.
He's all the way woke. But I feel like other artists may not have that agenda. They may say, let me put some radio hits on here. Let me put some club hits on there. Let me put some strip club hits on there. Kendrick don't do that when he's in the studio. I think he just raps about what he feels and what's going on in the world. I think that's why he's different.
Okay.
I think that's also why he's loved. I mean, the people that like lyrics, and it doesn't escape me that I'm wearing a Razzcast shirt.
He
right now,
harmonizes
right?
very well, by the way.
Yes.
He does have
Yes.
melodic
Yes.
vibes.
But
That is a Razzcast
he's
shirt.
not very much so. It's Soul on Ice, but very much he's not a club artist. Like you're not going to go to a club and hear a Kendrick song for the most part, unless it's
For
blended
the
with
most
something.
part, yeah.
But
You know,
it
or the
all
DJ's a
depends. I
super
mean,
fan.
shit, bro. There ain't
I don't
no.
know, I play his
I'm
shit.
sure
You
Lupe
do?
Fiasco
Yeah.
has no shortage of bookings, and you're talking another lyrical artist. You know what I mean? People that they want to hear his content as well as his presentation.
But he
and
has
his
melodic
delivery.
stuff too. Like I think maybe I don't know. I don't.
Who is lyrical that you think doesn't get enough respect, or who isn't as lyrical enough that should be? I mean, let's flip it around. Be as specific. The question originated from somewhere. What motivated? What spurred the question?
Yeah, I can't say J. Cole because J. Cole is extremely melodic and lyrical. I think the
That's why I love him.
the best medium is when you have both.
I
And I
agree.
think it's almost required now. 'Cause
Jay-Z
when you
has
think-
both.
Yeah, like when you think about, like, for example, Lil Baby. If you actually listen to Lil Baby, he has a slight auto-tune and he's very melodic, but he's saying some shit. So I don't really think, and Drake is strictly melodic with,
Okay, so is lyrical more content than actual wordplay? I think lyrical would be somebody that
I think it's skill and what they're saying.
okay.
Because just rhyming words wouldn't. It's wordplay, but it's not listenable.
like Benny the
Right.
Butcher would be a very lyrical artist that's not melodic. He's not really melodic at all. He just rap. He's
Okay.
extremely lyrical.
Guys, context. Okay, cool. No, I
But
respect
he
it.
doesn't has as much ear candy type records, which doesn't relay. I saw a topic in New York that they were saying Funk Flex should be playing the whole, Benny the Butcher and a lot of the New York artists. And
He also loves lyrics, though. He's like Sway. There's certain DJs, especially
like
in New
it. Is
York,
Flex the program
that
director?
love.
Flex is not the program
No.
director.
So then, yeah, we have to hold.
he can
some of
play
these-
what he wants.
I'm almost positive it's
He
in his
can
contract.
break what he wants
Yeah.
too. though.
I'm almost
Yes.
positive it's in his contract. But radio is not a forum to break records. Number one, we're making money. It costs money to turn this fucking antenna on.
Agreed.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
if an artist isn't getting played in the city, is it because the radio isn't playing it? Because I'm sure the radio in New York may be playing a plethora of records that may not necessarily be Conway's or Benny's. And I'm not justifying it by any stretch of the imagination. I definitely believe that these guys should be taking risks. Okay, as a DJ like Flex or a Sway or Greg Street or all of these guys that are cemented in their position.
Agreed.
I believe to my core that they are required to take the risk to push the culture forward. Because understanding
Much
and
is asked of them.
appreciating that hip hop is not a genre, it's a lifestyle. And the whole premise of that lifestyle is taking it to the next level. It's emerging from nothing to something. And if, as a tastemaker, you have a platform that you can use to catapult somebody to the next level, now within that lies all of those micro pieces that have to operate. Is the song ready for radio? Is it mixed? Is it mastered? How long is the intro? We hate long intros unless it's an 8-bar intro ready for radio. Are there variations of it? Does the song have any samples in it? Are we gonna put this song up and get it to number 18 in the market, and then fucking the stylistics living grandson is gonna send a cease and desist because nobody bothered to tell him that there was a sample in it, and then it gets snatched all the way. So all of those things have to factor in, and you expect somebody to make that decision on the fly? Fuck 20 years in the number one media market in the country.
Yeah, facts.
Fuck having a stranglehold on hip hop or New York radio in general. Fuck all of that. Play the record, bro. Let the rest work itself out. That doesn't work out for people, bro. And it seldomly works out for the platforms that'll allow it. It's about money, man, at the end of the day, bro.
I think that there's times where people want lyrics. They want to pay attention to what the artist is saying, and then there's times where you're using music as either background noise, or you want to shake your ass, or you had a hard day and you want to unwind. I think it really depends on your mood whether the beat is leading the song or the lyrics are leading the song.
Yeah, I agree.
But for me, it's almost always the melody. I love melodies, but I'm also a fan of lyrics. I love lyrics.
I think
It's
your
a
market
skill
should
for me.
dictate it. I think somebody that is born and raised in Louisiana can give a rat's ass about a lyrical artist from New York City. I think it all depends on their region. I think it's what they're brought up listening to. I think it's everybody that is.
So it's personal taste.
It's a lot of personal taste, but it's also influenced by your environment,
I got
correct?
you.
Because
Do you find that East Coast music is a lot more lyrical than
first of all, East Coast music
West Coast?
is it will be considered the
Southern?
pioneers of this shit. So first of all, everybody else was trying to keep up, surpass, or shit on New York. So now New York is salty because everybody that they shitted on from the beginning of this shit off Sedgwick Ave is now shitting on them. You can't go to a club in New York and hear New York artists. I understand where Conway's coming from, excuse me. I understand where these artists' frustration stems from, because you can't go into your market and hear hot records from your market. And that's because that radio station is not that platform anymore. No. The same way internet is not what it once was. The information superhighway, it's not that anymore. It's so much more sinister across the board that we're still catching up to the old way things used to be. And it's already leapfrogged past that.
Yes, it's a new world.
So what artists like Conway and Benny the Butcher and J. Cole and whatever other lyrical artists that have dumb streams, that do shows, that do tours, what these guys could influence collectively is demanding a segment on New York radio. Y'all don't want to play us in the mix? Give us 2 hours. Give us 2 hours of New York radio, or we're going to boycott this bitch. Y'all quick to go boycott and stand up for everything else? Fuck it, we're going to stand in front of the radio station. If y'all feel that passionate about it, go take it and go make your voice be heard. And demand that New York radio give you 2 hours a week. Don't even start with 2 hours a night. Demand, even if they give it to you Sunday. If 3 to 5 a.m., that's fine.
It's a start.
That's perfect, because once you're leaving the club, once you're going into the studio, if you're making people tune in between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning,
if your ratings go up,
nobody is
win.
listening, you're winning.
Yes.
You've now influenced.
Yes.
And I think that's what these platforms should be used for, is to motivate and assemble people of a like mind to achieve a common goal.
Yeah, that's why I like Atlanta radio. All right, let's talk about songs that never legally come out because maybe a split agreement or some type of contract agreement didn't happen behind the scenes. So many big records did not.
Or the song got sold out or whatever.
Or the song got sold, the beat got sold. How difficult can that be for an artist or a producer that maybe was banking on?
Shit, sometimes some of these young A&Rs won't sign off on the fucking splits, and the song will never make it out because they don't know how much money they're getting. Everybody got to sign off on it.
I think it happens all the time. I think that it's a subjective industry, meaning you have an A&R that may or may not like a song and doesn't want to put it out because they don't see the value in it. And there's been a lot of hits made because artists have leaked songs, right?
Yep.
At least my whole career. So I think that there's so many reasons why a song might not come out, but it happens all the time.
Yes.
If that's the question, it happens
No, it happens all
every
the
day.
time.
Yeah, every day.
But
Today,
we tend not to talk about the songs that don't come out. We tend
Right.
to talk about the songs that come out.
Right.
I mean, Bob
Because
B.O.B.
most
did
people don't know.
B.O.B. did a whole mixtape called The Unclearables. If you know B.O.B., ask him to preview some of those songs. It's a mixtape that never released, never made it to the sun. I'm sure you can maybe find a couple snippets on mixtape tracks here or there, but it was fucking phenomenal. It was The Unclearables. It was a whole bunch of shit that had clearances and samples out the ass, and we couldn't get it done. There's just no way impossible. It would be too much, be pointless to put the project out. I'm assuming because it never made it to the light of day. A lot of these, I was watching an interview that Rob Markman did with Lil Kim, where they were talking about reference tracks and how Biggie had recorded some reference tracks for Lil Kim, talking about playing with his pussy and all kinds of other shit, so she can get a feel for the track, and just a song that'll never come out. You know what I mean? So that he recorded it first, and he sent that bitch off. Think of how many producers do reference tracks. A lot of these songs that a lot of your big producers, Neo, and a lot of these guys may do, they may already go in there and give you an idea of how the song is going to be, or to be performed or sold or whatever it is. So a lot of those songs are never going to see the light of day. And you got a lot of songs that Chris Brown may have recorded 400 songs for this past album.
Yeah, 'cause
As he should.
He dropped like 20 songs on the album.
So he may have
should.
recorded, maybe 100, 150. There ain't no telling what the limit is. With the writers' camps, we talked about that one of our episodes. With the writers' camps and the producers' camps and then everything else going on, he may have recorded 200, 300 songs for this project, at which some of those may have been reserved for future projects. Some of those may be getting ready to leak in between albums or, as gratification tracks individually or whatever the combination may be.
There's a clause for the producers out here that have leverage. There's a clause you can put in your contract. It's a kill fee. So if you're giving a beat to somebody and it doesn't come out, you still get paid anyway.
Ooh.
And this is probably a really good place to insert here and let you guys know that.
Wow. That's what's up.
Because a producer could just lose the track if a song never comes out. And it's a track they may have been able to sell to somebody else for 50 grand or 100 grand, but they can't because they did the paperwork with the label. So if it doesn't come out, it just sits somewhere in a vault and never comes out. It's
someone's
a waste
hard
of a
drive.
track. Somebody's hard drive.
And it's called a kill fee?
It's called a kill fee.
That's what's
I know a
up.
producer right now in Atlanta that is sitting on an entire mixtape by Kevin Durant.
Damn.
12 songs. Been sitting on it for about 2 years, maybe 3. Produced by him too. Real big producer. Kind of short guy, but real big. A whole fucking mixtape. Talk about shit that'll never drop. Never coming out records.
Okay. All right.
I haven't heard it. Maybe it shouldn't come out.
Some of it, but the production was A1. You know what I mean? But some of it wasn't bad. Some of it was really, when I heard it, I was like, what the fuck is that, bro? That's Kevin
Right.
Durant. I was like, what?
He dropped the whole mixtape.
Didn't drop a mixtape. He recorded the
He
mixtape.
recorded the
Right.
mixtapes. Never come out.
Recorded a whole
Wow.
mixtape, yeah.
All right. Let's talk about how long time affects our career and how, like, we were talking off camera about, the prestige of putting in the time to become who we are. Like, those grades didn't come from you just showing up to work. It came from you being in
Putting
it for
the
a long
time in.
time, putting in that time.
A lot of this is just time in.
Agreed.
I think this is one of those industries where there's so many people that want to be in it, they jump into it and they don't last very long. So I know when I started, people expected me not to last. Probably when you started, people expected you not to last, right? So it's kind of a wait and see. So the first 2 to 3 years that you're doing this, you're proving that you're going to stay. And then once you've proven that you're going to stay, you have to prove that you're really great at whatever you do. You got to kind of pick one thing and be good at it. We're an industry where it's a low barrier to entry. So people come in, I'm an engineer, I'm a producer, I'm a videographer, and I'm a street team person. Like, I do it all, and a publicist. No,
Right.
no. Be really great and valuable at one thing.
Yeah, for me, the first couple years was trying to do everything. I never wanted to wait on anybody, so the process of it was a lot of failure in the first 3 to 4 years, like not knowing what to do. Is this how it should be done? Is this what it needs to be done? And then after that comes the moment of, well, damn, everybody is now recognizing me. Now you done proved that you're not gonna quit, right? So now everybody's giving you awards. And then you're realizing that the only reason they're giving you awards is because they expect you to work for free. And at the end of the fucking rainbow is this fucking soccer mom trophy they give you, which are, number one, and they don't even have your fucking
so
name on
real.
it. This is the truth. And then comes the realization that, hey, I'm not doing this shit for applause. Like, I'm really having to sacrifice, because when I first got into this, I was doing it for the passion. I didn't try to make no money off of this. I didn't know how to make money off of this. I was still working a job. And then when I realized that this is everything I wanted to do, fuck that job and fuck everybody who thinks that I can't do what it is that I want to do. This is my passion. And now, see, I'm getting my awards. You see, you guys, I'm getting recognized. This is really what I want to do. And at that moment, you come to a road in the music industry. And it's the road of you're either going to continue to suffer until you climb to success, or you're going to suffer until you quit. Because when you walk through this one, that's the exploitation route. Oh, come over here, and I want you to come sit over here and do all this shit for me. I'm put you in my magazine, you're going to get all this shit by fucking with me. Over here, it's a lot of, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that my business is handled so that if it's me or my clients can reap the benefits from it? Because there's two different results on both of these paths. Mm-hmm. The yells and the screams and the boos and the lights and the flashes are almost identical. But the journey and the results are very fucking different, bro. So understanding that, for me, damn, I wasted a lot of time fucking around. And then trying to do it right, and then coming to a point of where I had to sit down and look at it and be like, damn, I wasted a lot of time fucking around, and then all the time that I invested focusing, the people that I was focusing on were incompetent at the highest fucking level, or were underachieving at the highest fucking level, or worse, were stonewalling. They were blocking.
Yeah.
Because they felt that what I could do would overshadow what they could do, instead of understanding that, we can grow together. So for me personally, it's always been that thin line where I have to walk, that I have to show somebody, I have to prove my loyalty to somebody every day. My clients, I have to tap dance for them every day. My coworkers, my business partners, I have to tap dance for them every day, because this is an unloyal business. And people will snake you that you've known for 40 fucking years. And people will fuck you because there's no consequence in this business. Big Aranka says it all the time. You can owe somebody $1 million in the music industry, and you'll sit in the same room with them and clap and go upstairs and get an award and wave at them. And fuck you, bitch, get it how you live.
Yeah, not me.
You know that. We don't have people publicly apologize on, anyways. But
Go ahead.
there's no consequence for the vast majority of the exploitation of services and usage of people. It's like fucking trafficking, like human trafficking in this industry, bro. You want to intern because you don't want somebody that's going to learn what it is that you want to teach them. You want to intern because you don't want to pay a bitch to do the job that takes to get done, but you don't want to fucking do it. So you disguise slave and do boy and bitch as intern or staff or whatever the fuck other title you want to give them. Pardon the French jar, but just bleed it out. But it's the truth. Wake up in this business. If you're going to be an artist, wake up and understand that nobody cares about your business but you. If you're going to be a service provider, then wake up and understand that everything that you've learned changes every single day. And if you're not willing to learn why it's changing, then you're part of the problem.
Let me interrupt you and say, media is so fucked up. We tend to talk about rappers and artists, but I'm in media, and you guys are in media now too, because we're doing this. You do a lot of shit for free. You don't make no money for a very long time. I'll tell a quick story and I'll keep it tight. The owner of Streets 945 had to cut me a check for $1,500 when he hired me because I couldn't pay my rent. That was my signing bonus because I worked for him for free for 2 years. And when he finally hired me, I was like, hey, man, I can't pay my rent. I need something. And Steve Haywood cut me a check for $1,500.
Shout out Steve.
Because he was like, yo, you put in the work. I interned and I worked for him for free for 2 years. But I learned, in that 2 years, I learned how to do everything at the radio station. I can do DJ. At the time, I could do DJ Holiday Show. I could do the morning show. I could do the midday show. I knew how to cut a commercial. And I went out and did remotes. I did whatever it was for free. I broadcast live from high school football games. I broadcast live from high school basketball games. I took pictures. I helped set up the equipment. I did everything for free for 2 years. And then I wasn't getting paid a lot in the clubs. Working part-time as a media personality, you don't get no money, dog. Your paycheck is like $20. Matter of fact, I owe child support, so my paycheck said this is not a paycheck. I still have it in my safe because I keep it as motivation. My paycheck said this is not a paycheck. And it went straight to child support, to a point where I actually had to get a part-time job at Finish Line in Alpharetta. I kind of stayed far so people wouldn't see me, because I was like, damn, I don't want nobody to say that's Rari Simmons.
Right.
Damn, shit. So I had to work really far out and drive 35 minutes to go to work.
Right.
Because I had to get some type of form of money, do
Right.
clubs at night, get up, do my day job, but then also go to the radio station.
That's real.
But and on the flip side of that, it's words and how we use them affect how people interpret things. So if I can correct you, you didn't do shit for free. You invested.
No, right. I mean, I wasn't getting
Right.
paid. I wasn't on staff.
But the
or
payment
whatever.
was learning, motherfucker.
Facts.
If you would have had to go to school to learn that shit, you'd have had to pay them and go there and do for free
Nah,
and
facts,
set up
agreed.
programs. You didn't
Full sale.
do shit for free. You invested. You had a plan.
Facts.
Now, the people that were around you that started right there with you or were there before you and didn't get to the point of where you're at now, those are the ones
Which
who
is
did
a lot
it
of
for free.
people. It was a lot of people.
Because they didn't. There was no goal. To them, it was just they were just donating their time.
Mm-hmm.
You were reaping the benefits. You were soaking up. You were. Trust me, bro. That wasn't for free.
No,
Free
facts.
is driving and getting up in the morning time and going to your kids' fucking school to go talk at the elementary school about radio and all that. That's free. That's what you do on your free time, bro. You gave that for the betterment of everybody else. What you did with that radio station to get in the position you are now is the payment that it took to be successful. That was what you paid to get in the position that you are now. Driving the Alpharetta, the clubs, 4 or 5 days a week. Hey, man, swallowing your pride.
7
I don't
days.
got no money, man. I want to come work for you, but I got to figure out how survival or success. You couldn't focus on one or the other.
Facts.
Before you can go to the radio station and do your job, I need to survive. Can we pay my rent first? You pay my rent for 30 days, I'm worried about the radio station. Okay, until I pay my rent, I'm not worried about the radio station. So understand, you can have me here, but here I won't be. So,
That's a good way to look at it.
yeah,
Cheat code.
investments.
Cheat code.